Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Entertainment with Buford and Francis. Today I'll be cosplaying as Buford Van Stom from Phineas and Ferb, and we'll tell the story of Sleeping Beauty. Enjoy the video. In 14th century Europe, King Stefan and Queen Leah give birth to their daughter Aurora. All their subjects are invited to the christening celebration where the infant princess is betrothed to the young Prince Philip, the son of Stefan's lifelong friend King Hubert, in order to unite their kingdoms when they grow up. Among the guests are also Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, the good three fairies who came to bless Aurora with magical gifts. Flora gives her the gift of beauty, and Fauna gives her the gift of the song. Before Merryweather can give her gift, the celebration is interrupted by the arrival of the evil fairy, Maleficent. Angered at not being invited, she curses Aurora to die when she pricks her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel before the sun sets on the princess's 16th birthday. Stefan commands his guards to seize Maleficent, but then she disappears. Although she's not powerful enough to undo Maleficent's curse, Merryweather uses her gift to weaken it, declaring that instead of dying, Aurora will fall into a deep sleep that will only end with true love's kiss. Still fearing for his daughter's life, Stefan orders all spinning wheels in the kingdom to be burned. Realizing that this is not enough to stop Maleficent, the fairies come up with a plan to hide Aurora in a secluded place where they can keep her safe until her 16th birthday. Stefan and Leah reluctantly agree, and that night the fairies secretly leave the castle with the infant princess, taking her to the woodcutter's cottage deep in the forest. The fairies give up using magic and raise Aurora as a peasant girl, whom they renamed Briar Rose to conceal her true identity. Upon discovering that Aurora has disappeared, Maleficent sends her goons to find her. They spend almost 16 years looking for a baby, much to Maleficent's frustration. As a last resort, she sends her pet raven Diablo to look for the princess. As the years pass, Aurora grows into a beautiful young woman with a lovely singing voice. On her 16th birthday, the fairies, whom she believes are her aunts, plan to prepare a surprise party and send Aurora to pick berries, warning her not to talk to strangers in the forest. Aurora meets her animal friends and entertains them with her singing, while wondering why she was sheltered from the world, why her aunts are overprotected towards her. Aurora's singing gains the attention of Philip, who has grown into a handsome young man, and is out riding in the woods with his horse Samson. Although she's initially startled, Aurora, who has been dreaming of meeting a handsome prince, becomes attached to Philip, and they fall in love with each other. Realizing that she has to return home, Aurora flees from Philip before learning his name, nor does he learn hers, but asks him to come to the cottage that evening. Back at the cottage, the fairies use magic to conjure gifts for Aurora. While Fauna is preparing the cake, Flora and Merryweather argue about the color of Aurora's dress and begin a duel with magic wands, attracting Diablo's attention. When Aurora returns, she tells her aunts that she has fallen in love, and the fairies have to reveal her true identity as a princess, that she is betrothed to Prince Philip. They also sadly inform Aurora that she will return to her parents' castle that evening and will not be able to see her beloved again. Heartbroken, Aurora runs to her room in tears, while Diablo, overhearing their conversation, flies away to inform Maleficent. Meanwhile, everyone in the castle await for Aurora's return, while Stefan and Hubert argue about their children's future that nearly resulted in a brief brawl. Philip arrives to tell Hubert about a peasant girl he met and wishes to marry despite her prearranged marriage to Aurora. Hubert fails to dissuade Philip, who rides off to meet his beloved in the forest cottage. Shortly before the sunset, the fairies return Aurora to the castle and briefly leave her alone in her chambers. Maleficent appears and hypnotizes Aurora, luring her to a tower room where Maleficent conjures the spinning wheel. Realizing their mistake, the fairies try to go after and save Aurora. They are too late, as Aurora pricks her finger on a spindle at Maleficent's order. Having fulfilled her curse, Maleficent taunts the fairies and disappears. Unwilling to break her parents' hearts, the fairies place the sleeping Aurora in a bedroom in the highest tower and put everyone in the kingdom to sleep until their princess awakens. As she casts the spell, Flora overhears a drowsy conversation between Hubert and Stefan. Learning that Philip is the man Aurora fell in love with, the fairies rush to the cottage, where they discover that Philip has been captured by Maleficent and her goons. The fairies infuriate Maleficent's domain, the Forbidden Mountain, where they find Philip in a dungeon. Maleficent tauntingly reveals Aurora's identity to him, as well as her plans to keep Philip imprisoned, as he is an old man on the verge of death, or releasing him to find Aurora, who will not age a day. When Maleficent leaves, the fairies free Philip and help him escape the Forbidden Mountain, arming the prince with the Sword of the Truth, the Shield of Virtue. Warned by Diablo, right before he's petrified by Merryweather, Maleficent attempts to thwart Philip surrounding Stefan's castle with a forest of thrones, but Philip hacks his way through it. Enraged, Maleficent then confronts him personally, transforming herself into a gigantic fire-breathing dragon. The two fight until she corners him. Philip throws the sword into Maleficent's heart, killing her and sending her crashing down the abyss. Afterwards, the fairies lead Philip to the highest tower, where he finds and awakens Aurora with a kiss. Saving her and the rest of the kingdom, the couple descends to the ballroom, where Aurora reunites with her parents and then happily waltzes with Philip. The fairies joyfully look on before Flora and Merryweather resume their argument about the color of Aurora's dress.